These weird facts. I bet you didn't know about this horrific breaking news. And the only reason that I say I bet you didn't know about this one, I don't think there's enough press coverage nationwide about this. I live way in the South, and I've barely heard anything about what has happened. Yesterday, May 14th, 2022, a man fully dressed in tactical gear drove 3.5 hours to Buffalo, New York. His reason for going to Buffalo? It was the nearest place to his home that was heavily populated by African Americans. Peyton Gendron is his name. TikTok won't allow me to say how I actually feel about this. He had written a manifesto about the replacement theory. He felt that other races were replacing white people. So he went and committed a horrific hate crime. He shot 13 people. 10 of them did not make it, all because of this racist garbage that he has come up with in his head. These people were just going about their business shopping at Tops Supermarket when he showed up in full-blown tactical gear. A security guard tried to fire shots at him, but the bullets couldn't penetrate his tactical gear. So he returned fire on the security guard and killed him. He surrendered himself to police and is being very open about how this crime was racially motivated. Mass shootings are the one thing that gets me more than anything else. I don't understand how people can do something like that, and especially do it out of something so ignorant. I don't usually give my opinions on cases when I talk about them, but I can't help it with this one. One of the weapons he used in this shooting had the N-word carved into it. Another had one that referenced reparations. And out of his pure, hateful ignorance, people are now suffering from the loss of loved ones. Absolute senseless violence that had no business happening. I bet you didn't know these creepy facts that'll give you nightmares. In Philadelphia, there's something called the Mutter Museum, and it's filled with bizarre bits of human anatomy. Mutations, tumors, medical anomalies, all are on full display. Rat kings are a thing, and they're not exactly what you're thinking they are. A rat king happens when multiple rats get entangled by their tails, and it just becomes this swarm of rat tails, fur, blood, and feces. In 2015, a woman began to have headaches. They discovered that she had a brain tumor, and when doctors removed it, they were shocked to find out it was a lump resembling skin that contained bone, teeth, and hair. It happens when cell tissue falls off of an embryo and moves somewhere that it shouldn't be. When the movie trailer for The Exorcist first aired, it was reportedly so scary that people started running out of the theaters. As a result, they decided to ban that version of the trailer. In the 1600s, alchemists came up with some pretty interesting elixirs. John French made an elixir containing human brains. He then left the mixture to sit inside of horse manure for 6 months. Had to wait for it to become liquid before they could drink it. I bet you didn't know these Y'all, I am getting so fed up with this app. I had just gotten back into the algorithm. After my videos were completely suppressed, my views completely tanked, and then they hit me with this. What's the reasoning? Because I did a video on Delphine LaLaurie, the woman who tortured and executed slaves for absolutely no reason. So I'm literally telling history of something that has happened. And what did they say my strike was for? Illegal activities and illegal goods being traded? That makes literally no sense at all whatsoever. I'm sick of it. I am so sick of it. I already lost my account once. Fortunately, I was able to get it back, and I had just recovered from that. Oh, and in case you didn't know, even whenever you appeal a strike, it still counts against your account. So I'm back at being super high risk of losing my TikTok once again. I don't know why I don't know why they make it so hard to exist on TikTok. I have literally done absolutely nothing wrong except for give y'all history and breaking news. But apparently that's a bad thing. And apparently that goes against guidelines. I work a full-time job. Every bit of my free time goes to providing content. I don't even cuss in my TikTok videos. I'm super careful not to say any of the keywords that could get me flagged, and somehow this happens. Because if my account gets banned again, that's it. It's done. I have no idea what to do at this point. Besides, just encourage y'all to please go follow me on YouTube. I have the same username. It's Jamie13Horror. This is absolutely bogus. Y'all, I unfortunately have some very sad breaking news. I'm pretty sure most people know that Britney Spears' conservatorship of 13 years had ended recently. One thing a lot of people didn't know is that she was forced to have an IUD implant. An IUD implant prevents pregnancy. She was not allowed to have it removed. She also was not allowed to get married. A month ago, Britney revealed the wonderful news that she was pregnant with her fiancé, Sam. But unfortunately, she recently revealed that she had suffered a miscarriage. She lost what she called her miracle baby. Imagine not having any control over your body for 13 years, and when you finally do, you lose the pregnancy. I can't imagine the horrific pain that both of them are experiencing. Losing a child is one of the worst things a parent can go through. They said this isn't going to stop them and they're going to continue to try again. My heart goes out to Britney and Sam for having to experience something so terrible. I bet you didn't know the tragic story of the Lawson family murder. This video suggestion came from Lady Crow 0726. They sent me a donation and told me what they would like for me to do a TikTok on. I'll explain how you can do the same at the end of this TikTok. Weeks before Christmas, Charlie Lawson loaded his family up into his vehicle. It was Charlie, his wife Fanny, and their 7 children. He bought them all very nice outfits and then took them to go get their photo taken. He said it was part of a Christmas surprise. Christmas Day, 1929. 17-year-old Marie was cooking in the kitchen. Charlie and his 16-year-old son Arthur went off to go hunting with their 2 beagles. They ran out of ammunition and Charlie sent Arthur to go get some more. That's when 12-year-old Carrie and 6-year-old Maybelle walked past the barn to go visit family that lived nearby. Charlie was waiting for them. He shot them both and then bludgeoned their heads to make sure they were dead with a gardening hose handle. Charlie then walked up to the house and fatally shot his wife Fanny, who was peeling potatoes on the porch. He then went inside and shot Marie, and she slumped against the fireplace, dead. He then shot James, who was only 2, and Raymond, who was 4. Then bludgeoned 4-month-old Mary Lou to death. Charlie ran out into the woods behind his barn and then took his own life. Arthur was the only survivor. Found in Charlie's hand was a crumpled, bloody piece of paper that said, "Blame nobody but I." This horrific event shook the community. 1,500 people showed up to the funeral. The whole family was buried in a plot together. Fanny was buried cradling her baby Mary Lou in her arms. No one could figure out why Charlie would do such a thing until a relative named Stella Lawson spoke out. She said there was an incestuous relationship between Charlie and his 17-year-old daughter Marie, and how Fanny had confided in close relatives and friends about this relationship. It also came forward that Marie had confided in one of her very close friends, weeks before Christmas, that she was pregnant with her father's child. Many stories of ghosts, premonitions, and curses follow along with this family name, which were only solidified when Arthur died in a tragic truck accident only in his 30s. Have a specific subject or story you would like for me to do a TikTok on? Here's how you... I bet you didn't know these shocking confessions people came... I bet you didn't know... And curses follow along with this family name, which were only solidified when Arthur died in a tragic truck accident only in his 30s. Have a specific subject or story you would like for me to do a TikTok on? Here's how you can do so. You can send a donation to my Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App, or right here on TikTok if the tip option is available. Just make sure to include your username in the notes. I'll follow you back and then send you a message. And that's how you'll tell me what you would like for me to do a TikTok on. I bet you didn't know these shocking confessions people came clean with while on their deathbed. A woman working in a nursing home said that there was one patient who wanted anyone to listen, literally anyone. The patient said that when they were young, their father had been out drinking with friends and had hit a 3-year-old on their way home. Her father and his friends hid her body under the porch and never spoke of it again. They had to confess this horrible family secret before they went on. Someone said their great uncle revealed quite a secret on his deathbed. He murdered his first wife. His reasoning, he caught her assaulting the neighbor's 5-year-old little boy. He was living in Ireland at the time and decided to move off to the United States. He was never caught or punished for the crime, but it seems kind of justifiable to me. They said the most shocking part is their great uncle was the sweetest and most kindest man they had ever met. He just wanted to get that off his chest before his time came. Someone said that their grandfather told their grandmother while on his deathbed that he stopped loving her 30 years ago and he just never was brave enough to divorce her. With his final breath, someone said their grandfather looked them directly in the eye and said, "I don't like Mexican food." And then he passed. One woman said her grandmother was very religious, her whole life long. In her final hours, she confessed she actually didn't believe in God, and she wished she didn't spend her whole life doing the things that she believed others wanted her to do. I bet you didn't know these